All right, so we just did a little bit of syllabus. We did an intro to units and face-to-face problem-solving sections. That's more or less what we've been doing just now. This information I will update. I mean that's basically what we're doing now, and it's either going to be Thursday, probably a little earlier. Brian had this because he's got a day job 9 to 5 on main campus. So he kind of come over here for an hour or so, but we'll and it will not, more than likely not be an HBO 5. We'll just do it probably here in my office.
Is there only going to be just the one meeting? Because online it's set up for 2, isn't it?
I think
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's what it was. And if you want to do more, we can.
I think Brian just sets up his class for one a week.
He just did one a week.
Yeah,
That's how he's.
It was really good for all
Yeah,
of us.
yeah.
Basically,
you want to just pound it out in one.
Yeah.
We go through the early stuff in the beginning part of the week, and then Thursday we usually meet and talk about the homework it's due on Friday, because it's usually some dimensional
Cram time, yeah,
analysis, or,
yeah.
We kind of talk through that, and then it's like there's a test every week. It's due by Sunday, so it's a pretty simple week by week format. I liked it.
He's got it pretty dialed in.
It's a good
predictable.
It was
Yeah.
a good class.
Yeah.
The fuels was killer.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this one. Due midnight 4/3. So this is a little bit new to me, but I'm just going to stick to what's here. Join together. Multiple towers. Okay, so Holsdairy. We've been to Have you guys been to Holsdairy before? That would be a good one. Brian always goes to the Missoula sewage treatment plant. I'm hoping he can do that again too. He's got that locked in. Same thing with eco compost. I have not. I mean, I know there are the distilleries. I've not been to too many of them. There is a craft brewery in the Bitterroot. I think they call themselves Wildwood Brewing.
Yeah.
They're working on a lot of renewables. They want to build a greenhouse out of empty soda bottles this spring. Portable generator. That was the one I just talked about down in Kalispell. And I am really close colleagues with algae aquaculture in Whitefish too. They're also part of that larger grant that I've been mentioning. We've been trying to get this thing going.
Yeah, and these are the options for the paper. This is the final paper for the class.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really similar to that other format.
Okay.
We could team up with some other people and see if we want to get a trip out to Whitefish or something, or whichever one we choose.
Whitefish is being rebuilt, so whatever one strikes your fancy. I know contacts at all of these places.
Okay,
I really do.
Cool.
But biomass is bigger than you think in Montana.
That's
so
definitely where I'm sitting here.
yeah, fantastic. Mass balance. So I don't want to get too deeply into this, but this is also really well laid out, and I know this is what qualitative. I don't know why. I guess to this, I also want to have a quantitative mass balance as well. I think that's
I think
from my standpoint that's more important. I don't know if he meant to say quantitative. It should just be qualitative and quantitative. It really should. You having been through 101 and 102, you know what your kilowatt hours are. You know what your joules are. It's important to get quantitative with that. And if all goes well, we might have another big biomass handling project. To these two, I should also mention. Well, that one's too far away. It's over in Helena, but Patrick Brown's International Biomass Pellet Mill. There's some pretty cool pellet mills popping up in Montana too. Okay. And I do have some examples of starting a mill. I've got one example for a $30 million budget that we're trying to get off the ground here. We'll see if that happens. So it's a nice range, 1,500 to 2,000. 12-point font. I will be using it. Full document. Cool. Good. Grammar. Cool. Okay. That's pretty cut and dry. Nice. I like that a lot. That's 430. Okay. So that's the upper level stuff out of the way. welcome. We looked at that already. Week 1 reading assignment. My intro notes. Okay, done. Check. Get this guy out of my way. Week 1 lesson notes. Try to get. Feel free to introduce new threads. I like that. Respond to other students. 2 participation points if you respond to at least 2 other posts. 16% of your grade comes from participation. Coherent composition, choice of words, perfect, good. Everyone's been through writing 101, so that's should not be an issue. The textbook sounds like it's available now in the bookstore, right?
I saw a copy on the floor.
Fantastic.
It wasn't on the shelves yet.
If you're not, that's okay, so this is good to know. It's not something that's going to collect dust. Yeah. And this happens a lot. You know, what we really want to do, because the students in the energy tech program is not, I mean, you guys have sort of been there, done that, so sometimes it's a challenge finding a book that's complex enough but not too complex, but we, like Brian says here, we won't go over the top on it. Just, you know, what you need to get moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even know. Right. If you guys want me to touch on a little bit of calculus, I'd be happy to. But again, I won't hold you to it. Good concepts to have in mind, though. And we've already mentioned several different field trips. Happy to help out with any of them. Yeah. And I'm more than likely going to put Brian in charge of this trip. I'm going to be heading to Japan before that. So cool. So no collaboration during the test, obviously. Mm-hmm. Questions.
Super tight time frame on the test too.
Yeah.
Yeah, half hour, 10 questions.
Okay.
It's long enough that you can't look up every answer. It's short enough you can't look up.
Yeah.
You have to have a good feel of material going into the quiz.
Mm-hmm.
No tricking between questions.
No.
Yeah,
None of that.
and this is really, I mean, this is a lot like the professional engineering exam or a lot of other certification exams. You get in, and you kind of you kind of know it or you don't. You gotta think quick. I mean, there's a few things you can go and look up.
You've got a book in front of you, you know, if you really need to get through something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're just gonna look it up at every question, you're not gonna get through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's he say here? Typical words are 10 with a 1-point bonus. Total points are 11 and 10. That's 100%. Show 90.1. Yeah. So, I mean, don't put too much stock exactly what Moodle said. It's
Right.
very hard to coordinate that. Okay. Oh, so we just did something very similar, miles per gallon. And what we're seeing again is that you're canceling units and keeping track of your decimals. So the number itself is part 1, the decimal point is part 2, and the units are part 3. Yep. Dimensional analysis, perfect, good. Okay. Not too bad. Example problem, let's look at that for a quick second. Mini lesson. Another thing, I'm going to say this to the camera, and this is something that I see a lot of times in 214. Grab your stubby pencil, grab your sheet of paper, and use it. I mean, your brain works a lot better the same way you were trained back in grade school, with a pencil and a paper in your hand. You think you can do it in your head and like think it through in Excel. I mean, you have to ultimately, but use whatever form of addition, multiplication you need. pencil, paper, do it first, and then go put it in the computer. Two reasons for that. One is you're going to do it faster and better and more accurately on the paper, and the second one is if Moodle goes down, you got this copy here. Another thing I want to tell you too is back up your machine.
Oh boy.
If you just worked on something, email it to yourself, put it on a memory stick, go buy a Seagate, send it, print it out, send it to your mom, whatever. Back your stuff up at least 2 or 3 ways. I had a student just dropped her hard drive. Thing was sitting there spinning away, just misaligned, and just chewed it, just destroyed it.
I had a critical hardware failure last semester. Luckily everything was backed up.
Yeah,
I do a lot of emailing from my regular home. My school account.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to back things up now. There's no excuse.
No excuse. That's right.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it.
It's not like the old days where your flash drive was like a suitcase. Now it's almost too small.
Pretty much losing.
Yeah. This one's kind of wild. So one quad, I typically have to think this through a few times. So a quadrillion, I'm not too proud to count on my fingers, but 1,000 is 10 to the third, a million is 10 to the sixth, a billion is 10 to the ninth, a trillion. So it's pretty easy. So M for million is mono. The only kicker there is you're already at 10 to the 6th. That's the weird part. Billion is 10 to the 9th, and you're at 2 for bi. Trillion is 3, but now you're at 10 to the 12th. Quadrillion is, 4, but you're I don't know how the thing got shifted.
Gotcha.
And why, like, a million isn't 1,000, and a billion isn't a million, and a trillion isn't a billion. But that's what we're stuck with. A quadrillion is 10 to the 15th. It's 3 orders of magnitude higher than a trillion. There's the BTU to joule conversion. I just remember that a joule is small and a BTU is big, and it's about 1,000. But 1054, if you can remember that a horsepower is 745 watts, you can probably remember the BTU is 1054 joules. Exajoules, I beat that into you with 101 a bunch. So here's your conversion. Again. BTUs in the top, then in the bottom, joules in the top, then in the bottom, with exajoules staying on the top, and then there comes your answer. Okay. Week 1 homework, let's check it out. View grade, all submissions, let's see, due date, Friday, January 29th, tomorrow. Throughout this course, you will encounter problems in a mixture of units, both English and metric. You must develop the ability to correctly convert given units to those required. There are plenty of resources for you to use from online. Wood slash has a range of heating values. Let's say the average is 8,000 BTUs per pound. Use this number to convert this number to metric units. There's a little typo here. This should be capital M, and that should be lowercase j, but no big deal. Use unit analysis and show your work. That's it?
The first one's easy.
Okay. So knock it out.
Stay that way?
It did not stay.
It will not stay that way. Yeah.
No, that,
This is just you got the pulse. Yeah.
all two is just
There's the homework, and here's the quiz. And I'll just take a little preview of it.
It's not worth it.
what's that?
I said if it's not a little hard, it's
That's
not
my
worth
opinion
it.
too.
Yeah.
100% my opinion too.
Yeah. So this is a little conversion, class participation, units conversion. When's the term paper due? Syllabus. Pretty simple. Yeah. Minimum. Okay. So we have covered all this. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I like this class already. Brian Kearns, thank you very much. We all appreciate your efforts. I hope, and they do not go unnoticed. So thanks so much. All right, let's wrap it up. Anything else, guys? That felt like a pretty good week one to me. Glad we met. Got her done.
And this, the format, it's just gonna, it flows, it's gonna keep flowing like
Yeah.
this, so it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna
No,
be a
this
good class.
this class is dialed in. It will be a fantastic course. Thanks.
I'm probably not gonna have my intro done by yesterday, but as soon as you get us on the Moodle shell.
Yeah.
Oh,